Alrighty, everybody, we are on our way down Cabbage Hill, the old Boiling Point Highway here. This is the roughest stretch of road encountered this whole trip, and you'll see why in the pictures. Now, coming up on our left, up here, there's a little old house coming up, but just right in this vicinity was the old Boiling Point gas station, and it was the old highway here, back in the Model T days, Model A days. Well, folks had to stop here and get water because they were boiling over. So if they had to stop for water, they had to buy gas. Even if they'd filled up in Pendleton on the way up, they still had to buy gas here to get the water to top off to get on over the hill towards LeGrand. So anyhow, we're looking off the Columbia Basin here. You got, got a lot of fields green right now. A lot of fields waiting to be turned green the next time around when they get planted. When we get down the road here, we'll pull off, take a look over things, and now you're going to notice a lot of bumping and bouncing going on. Like I said, this road is it's rough. It is rough, and you with three wheels, motorcycle, you're trying to dodge as many of the bad spots as you can, but you can't dodge them all, so you hit a few of them. So anyhow, I'm going to pull off here, get around the corner, take a look off across the basin, try to point out a few things to you here, and those of you that are familiar with it, well, you know what I'm talking about. And those of you that aren't, well, if you get a chance to ride out this way someday, by golly, it might be worth your experience. Right now, we're kind of looking north, way off over the horizon. There'd be the Tri-Cities in Washington State, and had a nice cloudless night. You can see the lights coming from the city over there. There's a lot of light pollution from that. So let's pull off here and take a look at what we can see. Get this thing slowed down, quit bouncing. Alrighty. Well, right almost dead center of the screen, you're going to see way off in the distance there, that's Pendleton. See some white splotches there. Doesn't look like much. Well, that's Pendleton. There's a rather large looking light colored object kind of in the right hand side of the screen, about in the middle. Well, that's a casino. The Confederated Tribes, the Umatilla Indians, they run a casino down there, and then we're looking off towards Pilot Rock now. So anyhow, we'll bounce on down this rough old road. You look there in front of us, you look across the hillside there's the freeway, folks coming down the freeway. In fact, when I was a youngster, I'd come up here and sit in the old road and watch them work on that stretch of the freeway. Blasting all that rock and moving all that rock and pushing, filling in and making cuts and building the freeway so everybody can get on about their business as quickly as possible. You know, here's some of that rough stretch of road I was telling you about. Sorry about it, folks. Nothing I can do about that. But gonna maybe make another video of this, and I'm going to use the rear camera I've got and just show you what this thing looks like from behind coming down it. But this trip here, I don't think I'll mess this up with that. I think I'll just go ahead and use the forward facing camera here on this. So anyhow, another picture, Pendleton off in the distance there, coming around. I guess can't really make out the casino much down there. We'll get down the road here a little bit, but you look up there at the skyline of the hill, and well, that's where we just came from, was up there on the right there. You just barely see the corner we were pulled off on, and we'll get down the road here a little more, and we'll switch back around some. Well, we'll see more. Yeah, there's, you can see the road up there, some antennas and what have you. But I can only imagine what it must have been like taking something like an old Ford up this thing, or even a new Ford these days, as rough as it is. But anyhow, it doesn't get any better till we get to the bottom of the hill. In fact, I'm going to kind of cut it off the bottom of the hill because I want to cruise on into the mission area, the reservation, and make that just a separate video completely, and just kind of enjoy this coming down here off the hill and rough old road that it is. I tell you what, if the state ever paved this thing, I think they could probably charge a fee for people to ride up and down this, because it's just a hoot to ride on a motorcycle. When it was in better shape and I was a lot younger, I had a little MG that I used to come roaring up and down this thing on, and top down and wind blowing through your hair, and it was an awful lot of fun. But yeah, today I don't think I'd want to take a car up and down it. Just too darn rough. But anyhow, and I was really surprised too. Usually see deer up here, but maybe they're moving down to where the green fields are and they're eating down there. Haven't run across a deer or one up here. Well, anyhow, I'll shut up here, let you enjoy the scenery a little bit. And another example there in the skyline of where we were on the road coming down. So get a little idea how steep this country is coming down here and how amazing it was they were even able to build a road up the goofy thing, one that was suitable for transportation at the time. Again, we're getting a rough old stretch of the road there, as you can tell. I'm bouncing around pretty good. I got that camera pretty stable too, so you know we're really taking a pound in there if it's a bouncing. Now we'll get a real good look at things. There's the casino coming in view down there, and you can see the freeway headed off west towards Pendleton. And there's pretty exciting there on the super slab. Don't get nearly the spectacular view you do from this coming down this, but we'll get down the road here a little bit and down at the bottom of the hill, and we'll kind of shut her down there. And like I said, I wanted to do a whole separate video riding across into Mission, across the reservation area. And so anyhow, Columbia Basin for you folks. Looks pretty nice right now. Here in a few more months, hopefully it'll be dried out and they'll be harvesting all them green fields and filling the granaries around the nation with grain and shipping off a little extra overseas. Yeah, kind of right there in front of us between the two power lines or power poles that's the mission area down there. That's where the Indian Agency and what have you were. The headquarters for the Confederated Tribes of Umatilla are down there. And then, well, you won't see it in this video. I'll do it in the next video. But the Indians, when they developed up their casino, they built in a visitor center too, cultural center, Temesculet. And I'll tell you, if you get a chance, get out this neck of the woods, or if you live around here or have never been there, I recommend going. It's fascinating. A little Native American history, a little non-Native American history, and just fascinating. Yeah, this is a good view here. We're kind of looking up the Umatilla River Canyon there, up towards where I was taking videos the other day at the Haney Overlook, and then off to the kind of the left a little bit be Walla Walla, Weston, Athena, Adams, Milton Freewater area. Big old gravel pit over there. I give you a good view of the Columbia basalt flows there that covered this area 13 million years ago. I get down here to make this steep, sharp old corner, and we'll cut her off here and go on to the next video for the trip across down to Mission. So anyhow, thanks for joining me, folks. Glad you come along for the ride. Hope you enjoy as much as me, and I'm going to have another view of this going from the rear camera coming down the hill here and give you an idea of what it looks like from that direction.